Can y'all hear me? I was trying to get this background to go in the background, but it's not going to cooperate. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? It's been a little while. Is everybody's week going well? Welcome to Friday night. Welcome to Friday night. How are my peeps? How are my peeps? Is Jen in the group? Is Jen in the chat? I don't think so. We were gonna try to do a stream together this week, but it just didn't work out. Ah, Corinne Danielle, Marie Curie, Krista, hello. You're good. Stressed, haha, but thankful to be here. Why are you stressed, Lola? Say thanks to the mods, Krista and Lola and Hope. Hello, Hope. Why are you stressed? Oh, smaller group, because I've been pretty unreliable at showing up on live streams. My apologies. My life is just so unreliable. Welcome in, Lola, Marie, Krista. I'm just going from the top down. I think I've got everybody who's talking, at least in the chat, who's not hiding in the bushes. Everybody who is hiding, hello, if you're not chatting. And Monday by indictments are now out. Your indictments. What are you turning yourself in for? Hello, Shauna. What have you done something we don't need to know about? Interesting. Well, I hope it all goes well for you. I hope it all goes well. Okay, so y'all, what are you guys watching these days? Let's do a poll before we start. What are y'all watching in the way of true crime these days while I pull up? We're going to talk Jack and Lilly today. We're going to talk Jack and Lilly today. And I started a new channel because, as I'd mentioned before, I'm going to, hello, YouTuber. I'm going to do the tarot and the visions and stuff on this channel because that's what this channel started out as. And then there wasn't enough readings to keep enough going with Sebastian and just the cases everybody wanted. So then I started doing others, and now the SEO is kind of split. So it's really, not ideal for it. So I'm splitting. So if you want, I pulled, hang on. I tried to get this up. So bright tonight. Hang on. I tried to pull. Let me just see if I can. Why can't I? There we go. Okay, so I have to be on the screen. So I'm going to turn, like, the lights are so bright. I was out hiking all day today. So this is what the new channel banner looks like. So if you want to do these lives type of discussions, go and sub up to that channel. I will put a link. I'm actually streaming over there as well. Let me go grab the link. Didn't do that like I should have. Should have been a little bit more prepared. I think it's in the last. So there's two means, motive, opportunity channels. This one is has the MMO tarot after the end of it. The other one, I'm just going to get you the link now, does not have, trying to get the link. If I could pull it out. There it is. does not have the tarot after it, so that when I split the two, if you want to be in the channels that are not tarot, just go to Motive Means Opportunity. And then when that one has enough people crossed over there that it's built up enough that it supports itself, I will take the MMO off this one, which is currently MMO Tarot after. So it's Motive Means Opportunity, and then I put MMO Tarot in the brackets. And that's because both are showing up in search engines. Thank you, Corinne Danielle. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. So I'll just keep reminding everybody of that for now. But okay, so as far as what you're following, y'all say Jack, Lily, Sebastian, and Emmanuel. Okay, Hope. That's kind of what I figured, but there's not a lot of news coming in. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. There's not a lot of really like updated news. And so I do want to start covering other cases until we have updates. So anything new that's out there that is of interest with, to anybody right now, and then we'll start getting into. Thank you, Krista, honey. Then we'll start getting into, and I'll just remind everybody from now on because it's splitting the SEO search. So Rosemary in PA. Oh, is that Rosemary? No, Rem. I don't know anything about that one. Okay. So let me take a screenshot of that. Thank you, Vanilla. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. Yeah, because again, it's just sort of evolved organically because there's only so many readings I can do in a case, and there's only so many visions that I get. So it's and but now people are coming in, when I didn't do cards, and they're like see a tarot reading and they're like, what? So it's way better. So it's gonna be, I think, better for everybody. Okay, let's get into tonight's live because I want to go back to Jack and Lilly. I think I'm gonna try to go out there. My girlfriend's in Newfoundland right now on a holiday. But when she gets back, I think I'm gonna go out there in October and look for Jack and Lilly. The problem is, I don't know. Thank you, sweetie. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna find if I'm gonna find them because, well, let me ask you this because we're gonna get into Jack and Lilly now. What do you all think has happened to Jack and Lilly? Do you think that they are close to home or far away from home, or where do you think they are? Do you think they, if they were taken away from somebody, do you think there's a chance they were dumped in the back? What do y'all think? What does everybody think? What's your theories of the case? Because I want to go back tonight a little bit because we haven't really done this. And with the new channel, with the Motive Means Opportunity, I really want to start exploring, like creating a chart, like what are the theories and who had the motive, who had the means, who had the opportunity, right? In my opinion, that waterfall Daniel refers to needs searched. Okay, Lola. See, I haven't listened to any of the stuff that they did on it. It's a Crime and Shame. I mean, at this point right now, I feel like Canada's known over there for that trafficking of children. Oh, well, I think, Shauna, I think sadly it happens. It's everywhere, Sadly, it's everywhere. Okay. Oh, Lola, that's wonderful. Okay, thanks. Um, Clay, they were from, there's probably people preying on the parents that are, yeah, I still go back to my vision, and I've had that substantiated. And I described my vision before I knew that Malaya was native, and it makes so much sense now that it was a native person that I saw with the long dark hair. And I've had that vision validated once, so I've had like twice that same vision. So You think? But then, okay, so YouTuber, because I'm gonna go into chat and just talk about, because I did chat GTP just to see, what we can talk about some theories, and I want to see what the best theories are, because I know we talked about that before. But with the new evidence out there, why would why would the blanket be there? Do you think the blanket was planted? Because I know there's talks of the blanket being planted. Why was that piece of the blanket and the footprint in the tree? Like, what's that about? Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I hadn't considered would be like selling them for money. Okay, so let's talk about some. I feel like they were in a world of evil. I mean, every day someone to hear about someone else is hurting. I know, Shauna. It's absolutely disgusting. I don't understand. Like, I mean, what's like, did any of you see the reading I did on that cheerleader? It's like you could have given the baby up for adoption. Like, why would you kill an infant? Like, I don't effing get these people. It takes a very disgusting human. Um, well, this is what this is because let's talk about this, and then I think I'm going to actually start to create a chart here. Think the parents is something, because okay, so let's just hypothetically start with Malaya. Let's just talk it out, and then I might create like a chart. We'll see. Okay, let's start with Malaya. The motive for her makes no sense to not want, just this is just my opinion, but I want to hear what you have to say. For me, why would she, and I've said this before multiple times, why would she want, if she wanted to escape, why would she want to help Jack and Lily escape and not Meadow? Hey, Toronto, nice to see you. Why would she want um, Jack and Lily gone and not Meadow? So for me, unless she paid somebody to take them or had an arrangement to take them that went wrong, or she paid them and sold them, which happens, sadly, you know, it's like she doesn't have motive for the two versus the three kids. Well, yeah. Well, how do you all feel about Belinda? Because there's just something about her that bugs me. You know, if you've been following me a while, like, I really viscerally reacted. Like, I lost my shit when I heard that press conference, just like when we watched the Rust trial. I knew there was some shit going down. I was like on the screen going, bullshit, there's something wrong, this cop's dirty, the prosecuting, and the whole thing fucking blew up. And they were found to be colluding together, and the whole thing just blew up in 3 days. It's like my body responded. I knew there was something wrong. I'm just telling you, there's something about her that is bugging the fuck out of me. There's a reason, and I can't put my finger on it. I just can't. I don't know. Do you think? No. And I don't know why maybe Belinda bothers me so much because she just didn't care to be involved in their life, and that's like very traumatic for me, a trigger. But there's also Janie. I'm wondering, is Janie the woman that was seen by the witness that saw two kids getting in a car? Was that Janie? Because they described a 50 to 60-year-old woman with white hair, right? That woman that saw here in Nova Scotia, we never hear anything from Belinda. Whenever I hear that she is speaking out, I'm baffled. Well, this is it. Like she seems to be wanting her 15 minutes of fame. I don't understand. I don't know. Do you think she may have had them taken? Belinda, I there's something about her that bothers me, but I'm still sticking to my same original thought process, which was from the very beginning. I said I thought Daniel and Malaya were innocent. That I think something might have been discussed or planned that went wrong to offer to have the kids taken. Something may have been discussed, but I really think that it might be Janie. I feel very strongly about Janie and Durwood having some relation together, friends or whatever. And I do. I feel strongly. Yeah, see? Well, it could be, but they're not his kids. Like, so if Malaya wanted to take the kids legally and leave him, she could take her two kids and fight for partial custody with, like, there's no need to take the kids in that kind of method. He has no legal rights to those kids, Hope. He might not like it, but he legally has no. So if she was going to leave him, why wouldn't she just, hey, you're not allowed. Like he's the one on meth. He's the one that admits to being on meth. Uh, so if Setterstone was struggling, he'd be in trouble. I'm just wondering if he's the one that stole them kids and sold them. I don't know. About who, Shauna? Who is this that you're talking about? Who is this? I don't know who you're talking about. What if he takes? I don't. How is Melinda going to take the missing kids to court? Like, I don't think that's even possible at this point. Janie can't disguise her disgust. Well, this is it, right? She looks impatient. She looks like she has disdain for them. She also would have had motive, right? Because she's not the grandmother of them. She's Meadows' grandmother. And you listen to Earl. I was listening to that clip again, with Tint, who was like out on the road and he was freaking out at Tint. It's like, did you take them kids? Like they didn't consider them their grandkids. They really didn't. Um, you know, they just didn't take them or consider them grandparents. And I'm also suspicious of Janie's inability to take it past the polygraph. I don't know. Could be that she has heart problems, but my intuition, my spidey sense is telling me something else. My spidey sense is telling me something else. Yes. Yeah, I do. I do. And since you're local, Toronto, are you the one that's local? I'm sorry. I know you're um are you the one that's local? I think you are. If you're local, like to the area, um, what are people saying about Durwood? What do people think about him? Like, I love to hear. I'm sorry, Cody. Oh, Shauna, I don't know what you said up there. I don't get Dan's behavior and speech. He's different from the first interview. Okay, but think about that. If he was on meth, is it possible that he's coming off meth and so he's different? Really? How can she get custody of kids that don't are missing? uh, no, I didn't know that. Really? What's he bugging him about, Hope? Odd, 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 odd. Everybody says she doesn't lie, but in the beginning, she said my son doesn't have a criminal record. Yes, he does. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so let's go into, I'm gonna pull up chat. I wanna see what chat has to say. Given all the evidence we now know. Oh yeah, by the way, hang on. Okay, what are the facts of the case? What are the facts of the case? You live 2 hours away, so I'm not sure in the community because her lives in Stockton and she may have heard. I'll have to ask her. Okay, no worries. Um, yeah, it could be. It's true. I mean, that could be that there was an accident that took place. Um, okay. Hello, welcome in. Yeah, I heard that. Welcome in, Carla. I heard that, but how can she get temporary custody of kids that are missing? I don't understand how that's going to go legally. I mean, hey, if that's, I just don't know legally if it can be accomplished. By the way, I wanted to say to everybody, welcome in, Carla. This is, I'm splitting my channel into two. So this will be a channel that I do volunteer as a psychic medium with the Find Me group. So this channel will be just strictly for the downloads, the visions, and the psychic tarot polls. But if you really want just the conversation where I don't get into any of that, it's going to be the channel above that you can see on the screen here. The background is Motive.Means.Opportunity. This one has the MO tarot on it. But welcome in. So anyways, whatever Durwood's son is, Mike was talking about. Interesting. I don't know. That's what sounds like a pipe dream. The children are missing. Heaven has custody of these little angels. Oh, well, I hope they're still alive, but you know, I hope they're still alive. I really do, but I think I'm going to go in October. So I want to start using a chart and a graph to chart this out. So, what are the facts of the case that we know absolutely that there was a car? Because I'm going to type into chat here, and we're going to see what chat GTP comes up with for the top. Oh, yeah, I keep trying to tell you this. I have been trying for days to get the file, the unsealed documents. You think? You think? Totally possible. Um, So, Chat GTP keeps calling me Libby because that's my pen name for the book I'm writing. But anyways, I I want to see what it has to say about theories. Okay, so there was a neighbor that heard a fifth wheel. That is also very specific, coming and going from their laneway the night before they disappeared. I mean, that to me is very interesting. Between midnight and 5 a.m., 6 times. Stepdad was on meth, and mom was said to want to leave. She said she wanted to leave, right? There were CPS reports. Was it December? They went missing May 2nd. Jack, 4 years old, showing up to school with black eyes. Both children suspected to be high functioning. That's their autistic. Remnants of Lily's blanket found a kilometer away, along with a boot print. Thousands of search hours. Drones. They had dogs, divers. Another witness said she saw two young children Okay, what else do I want to type in? Step grandma. Seemed indifferent to the kids. Okay. Hey, Jen. You want to come up, honey? We're just having a chit chat. I'm just typing into chat. I'm just telling everybody because I'm doing my pen name in my ghostwriting is Libby. Freaking chat can never get my name right. So it calls me Libby all the time. So I'm just typing into chat what I think is what it thinks is the plausible theory. So I'm just typing in all of the facts. Oh, well, I hope not, Rita. I hope not. I hope not. So, okay. So what else have I got to add? My phone's doing weird things. Their bio dad has a criminal record, right? Is that what we're saying? Is that true, proven to be true? I thought that was debatable. Bio dad has a possible criminal record and left their lives 3 years ago. Step dad, where they lived, admitted to meth use. Okay, so be a detective. I'm going to ask it to research the theme, the facts. Okay, let's see what it comes up with. I've asked it to act like a detective and give me the top three theories. I'm going to do a live Q&A tarot poll for members tomorrow morning. Well, I don't know. This is it. It says it's possible because I think Reed, not Rita, Shauna said she heard, but I'm not sure if it's been disproven. Passing CPS is on all this stuff because you weren't doing the job to fix it. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what chat's coming up with. It still hasn't answered. It's still researching. It's still researching. So let me just say, top three working theories. Let's see. Top three working theories. One, a known adult pickup transfer. I Here, do you want me to tell you what I typed in? Do you want me to, how about I read what I typed in? I know, I know. Let me read what I typed in. I typed in, given all the evidence we now know with Jack and Lilly Sullivan, what are the top three theories you would investigate? Use your detective eyes. And then start naming the facts. There was a neighbor that heard a fifth wheel coming and going from their laneway the night before they disappeared, between midnight and 5 a.m., 6 times. Stepdad was on meth. Mom said she was planning on leaving him. CPS reports prior to their disappearance. CPS reports and visits to the house in December, and then they went missing May 2nd. Reports of Jack showing up to school with black eyes. Both children suspected to be high functioning autistic. Remnants of Lily's blanket found a kilometer away, along with a boot print. Thousands of search hours, drones, dogs, divers looked for the children for weeks and found nothing in the dense bush behind their home, where the parents said they must have walked into the rear bushes and got lost. They passed their polygraph tests. Another witness said she saw two young children getting into a gold car that morning, women being the same age as the step grandma who lived on the same property with them. Step grandma did not pass her polygraph and seemed indifferent to the kids. Bio dad has a possible criminal record and left their lives 3 years ago. Stepdad has admitted to meth use. So then I repeat, be a detective, research the facts of the case in Pictou County, and give me the top three theories as to what's happened to them and who. So here's chat's top three theories. Known adult pickup transfer, female driver, gold 10 car. Why it fits. A witness told police they saw two young children get into an older gold 10 car the morning of May 2nd, driven by a white woman, 50 to 60 years old, an age band that overlaps with a female relative who lived on the same property. Court documents, news coverage say police pursued this lead and noted mixed polygraph outcomes among extended family. The step grandmother's results described as inconclusive, while stating that scrutiny to date suggests no criminal involvement by the mother or stepfather. If accurate, that pushes investigative attention towards other familiar adults with access to the property and the kids' trust. By the way, if you're just coming in, I said I've been trying to get the court documents back and forth for a week. So the unredacted court documents, chat just kept saying it's only allowed for the media. So I finally got a response today because I've been bounced back and forth between departments. They sent me like the court date, appearance date yesterday instead. And so somebody's on holidays till Monday. I should hopefully get them back Monday so we can go through them all. Could he be convinced he did something? I don't know if you mean could she be convinced he did something. Well, she seemed to blame him right at the get-go, whether or not she knows he was an addict and something happened. That's a possibility too. She left the home very quickly, although she says she was planning on leaving, and I did pick that up. Could she have, maybe something happened, they got into the rugs, and so hence why she'd be so upset. But why wouldn't you just tell the police that if that's on him for being the drug user? That's, I guess it could fall on her too for not protecting them. I don't know. I don't know. I'm wondering if Malaya also did drugs because that came up in my readings, and also they both showed what appeared to be a lack of emotions. And based on what I read yesterday with the polygraph tests, that's the other thing. If you didn't watch that video I did yesterday, go watch it. I mean, why did they only ask them polygraph questions around the murder of the kids? You know? Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Here, Jen, I'll pop you a link. Um, yeah. So also, by the way, if you're just coming in, I've got the new channel now that's just Motive Means Opportunity, because this one's gonna move to, I'll just try to, can I show it? Can I show it? Can I show it? No, I have to stop sharing. I have to stop sharing. Um, if you want to go subscribe there, this is the new channel. It looks like this. It's called Motive Means Opportunity because I will do conversations here that are not psychic visions or tarot or spiritual on this new channel. And this one that you're on now, all of you, most of you, I'm streaming to both right now, will just stay psychic visions and tarot the way it started because it makes more sense for the algorithm. So if you're interested in both, you'll want to sign up to the new one. If you're not interested in tarot, you'll want to sign up to the new one. So sign up to the new one. Okay, Jen, if you're coming up, I'll wait to see you. So, okay, so let's go back to 2. Okay, so the second theory from Chad is overnight removal by somebody with property access, a handoff or staging. Why this fits. Community chatter mentions a neighbor hearing a vehicle described as fifth wheel trailer coming or going multiple times between midnight and 5 a.m. Before the specific fifth wheel detail appears in community social posts, not in released court documents, so treat it as unverified. But the broad idea overnight vehicle activity before the disappearance would be consistent with an off-site removal and handoff that left minimal trace at the bush line behind the home. Meanwhile, redacted court filings show widespread search found no signs of the children in dense woods. They also detailed items seized and discovered: children's toothbrushes, that's right, a sock, and a piece of what police believe was Lily's pink blanket. One fragment found roughly a kilometer away later, another piece in trash, which supports a transport relocation scenario over simple, wandered into the woods and succumbed. What to test now? Okay, so I haven't read what the test, so we're going to go back to read the 3 then first. 3 would be opportunistic or targeted abduction by an unknown same day morning. Why it fits if a witness account of the gold tan car is correct and occurred after the kids were last heard at home, a fast, low friction pickup by a stranger or by a lesser known acquaintance could explain the total lack of tracks, sign in the bush despite an enormous search. Stranger abductions are rare, but this property sits off rural roads with limited surveillance, which can enable quick extraction. The province later posted a $150,000 reward consistent with investigators believing a criminal tip about outside actors could still surface. Okay, so so it says, but what to test now? I have no idea what this is with these 3 theories. So, but I want to ask, so why do RCMP state in the latest update they have 0 evidence of foul play with all these facts? Seems to contradict, to me, the evidence that they walked away on their own, as in the latest Globe and Mail article, right? Because that's basically they've come out. I'll go back and read it if you want, and said in the Globe and Mail that, oh, there you are, honey. Sorry, Jen.
It's okay. I'm
It's
looking
just
for
like,
that new channel.
oh, let me put a link up.
Yeah, put a link up so we can find it and we can subscribe. I
I did.
love that.
I did earlier. What's that?
Love that.
What?
It looks so cool. The like the thumbnail of the
Yeah.
page.
Oh,
I like
good.
it.
Thank you. I just don't like the color of the footprints now. They're not burgundy enough, so just gonna go back
You
and
don't like them?
change
I
those.
do.
They're too brown,
Well, I mean, they match the red and the motive means opportunity.
but they're not quite right. Like, look at my banner versus. I just want to. I
Oh, I
like the
love it.
little.
Well, yeah, I see what you're saying, but I
Yeah.
love it.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
love it, girl.
Thank you. And I'm gonna do a different look when I just do the tarot and the splits. I'm gonna do just the newspaper background with the missing on it, and then the kids' photos. I did one reading like that, so it's all like newspaper and thumbprint
Oh,
with the
you're
kids'
streaming to
photo.
this new channel too.
Yeah,
Oh, cool. Okay.
because you can stream to more than one
Cool.
channel. Yeah, so
Well,
I'm gonna,
I was wondering how we could do that. Like when I'm streaming with you, how we can stream it to my channel. We did it one time and then it just
I
stopped.
know,
I don't
but I
know.
don't know, but I know because I think you can only do your channel. Like, I don't know. Hey,
No,
Detecting Planes World.
you can stream
It's
to
been a
other
while.
people's channels.
Well, I have to figure out how to do it. If they walked off, they would have been found in 24 hours, as you can't go far as a child in the woods was brutal. I know. I know. So, okay, so let's go back to what do you think, Jen? And then I'm going to let everybody, can I tell everybody you're going to try to come with me to Nova Scotia?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying.
Since I already
I'm gonna
did.
try.
Tell everybody as
I'm
I'm
gonna try
telling
and get
them.
a passport and all that. I did have a passport, and it just expired in March of 2025.
Okay.
I still got to get a real ID and all that stuff, so
Okay.
it shouldn't be a problem.
I don't think so. I mean, but I wouldn't take the chance because they're getting so friggin' crazy at the border right
Yeah,
now. I
I'm
wouldn't take
definitely.
the chance.
I'm
Usually you
definitely.
can get it in 10
I
days
need
or
one
something.
anyway. I
Yeah,
need
yeah.
one anyway because Jody, my son, he's wanting us to go to Ireland and the
Okay.
UK and all of that stuff. So I've got to get one anyway.
Yeah, it would be cool. And like we've got like Detecting Blaine's World. We've got a few people here in the community that live locally. Maybe we can get a few people out together for search. I think there's safer in numbers and probably we could accomplish a little bit more. We
Yeah,
can talk about that, but I mean, we can't go looking until October 15th.
yeah.
Until the whole, we're going to fine you $25,000 for stepping into the bush ends.
So
Only,
with all this new information, what are y'all thinking?
well, I just am asking chat. And so I want to know, like, what's your theory? So I just typed in all this information for everybody coming in, the fact, and asked chat, it's three, act like a detective. What would your three working theories be? And not one of them is the kids walked away, like, or that the kids got into drugs. Like you heard me read what I
Yeah.
typed in. What do you think? So then I've asked, and before I read this, I want to hear what your theory is. But then I asked chat, why do the RCMP state in the latest update they have zero evidence of foul play with all these facts? I mean, footprints, a piece of a blanket, seems to, and the vehicle back and forth, the possible witness of them getting in a car seems to contradict evidence that they walked away on their own. So chat reads, you picked up on real tension. How can the RCMP say there's zero evidence of foul play? This is exactly my point. So what do you think happened?
I mean, as an astrologer, the moon was in Cancer. We're reflecting of the things that have taken place at home. There's something in that home, or it could be the mama. The mama on the property,
But
the home,
grandma,
the
Janie.
land, the land. A cemetery. That's why I was looking at cemeteries because Why are we reflecting on the home? I don't know. I think that I've I'm trying to like take this time period and really deep dive into my spirituality. And so I'm not just looking at transits all the time. And
Hmm.
then when I do go back and I'm looking at the transits, things are just, can appear that didn't appear before because I'm just stumped, you know? The moon is reflecting at home. It's reflecting a family, of land, of property, of real estate, of
Hmm.
mom, So
But it wasn't her land, so could it be Daniel's mom, Janie's, because that was her land?
yeah, there was definitely a lot of emotional things going on. And I think that it could have been Malaya's mom,
Okay.
you know, it could have been her mom. And I haven't really looked in a while at the map or Daniel's or Malaya's chart or anything
Could,
like that. 'Cause I don't want to get myself, I don't want to have too much data coming in. But the missing
but the
event is surely definitely showing that during that 911 call, the moon was in transit in the first house. Lots of emotions were happening that were reflecting something that has taken place at home. Was it abuse? What are they covering? She's going on vacation. He's left there tripping out because she's gone, took the kids, and took Meadow, she's gone.
Mhm.
He is acting like he is concerned and he is searching, and she is gone. That is the weirdest thing. She just
Mhm.
goes. And then we see that she's on vacation. Who does that? That actually cares about their missing children, unless they're not missing to her, like,
But why would
another case we
she
know about.
send? But why would she send two of her three kids away?
I don't know, because she's got a lot on her plate. I mean, she was living in a pigsty, no job,
But they're not his
just,
kids. Like they're not
I mean,
Daniel's kids. He had no rights to them legally. She could have just picked
no,
up
but
and said,
she
"I'm
had a
leaving."
lot on her plate. She had two little kids that were on the spectrum apparently, and then she had a baby, and she's living in a pigsty. He evidently, isn't working a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of money coming in.
Hmm.
So then we see, after all of that happened, we see her on the beach and she's
Hmm.
living her best life. That's strange to me. It's showing up red flags. Like she either had something to do with it or they're not
It's
missing.
it's funny because most cases you and I discuss, we're pretty close in our theories. This one we are different on. It's interesting because normally we're pretty. We're, like we talk about our theories. We have theories with Sebastian that we don't like
Yeah.
say, "Hey, I don't see that." You know, this one I am so different from you. Like Malaya's lower on my list than Janie, and she's lower on my list than Daniel, and she's
Mm.
like your top.
No, she's really not my top.
No, okay,
Her mother
who
would be my top.
based on the charts?
Her mom.
Her mom.
Mhm.
Why would her mom do that to her? But see, that also fits my vision because
Fixed man
I
to
had.
control. Fixed man to control. Let's take him somewhere else. Let's get him out of this, um, situation. I don't know. I don't know.
Lola says her mom has also stood out to her.
I don't know. It's just, I mean, we're reflecting with home and mom. So is it his mom? Is it her mom? Which mom? Is it a
Well, which,
cemetery? Is
yeah.
it family land? Is it what is it? And Jack has a lot.
I mean, Betty, that's a really great theory.
Yeah, to get her away from Daniel. CPS coming in, their school's about to start, or school it has
I,
began. No, school
yeah.
had began for them. And the other thing too, I thought that was the first thing that I thought was the first thing that I thought, if I can remember correctly, was I was skeptical of the bus driver because
I know.
I thought this girl was ready to go to school. They're tired of being at home. She's telling Jack, come on, let's go, because of the backpack theory that she left with her backpack. So I'm thinking she's done with being at home. She's made up her mind. She's going to school. She's out there
Hmm.
waiting for the bus driver. And then it
Hmm.
comes out that the bus driver, his kids and them had spent some time together. Is that right? Right. So is that a reflection of the home, of his home? I just, that was my first thought was she was going to school. She was ready to go to school. And then I thought somebody picked them up and took them to the campground, the old campground that's closed down.
Across the street. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I
Yeah.
wonder about the bus driver too. We've never really looked at him in this case. I haven't. We've talked about it. Hey, Lola. But well, this is the problem. Like, I need a friggin' tree. Like, we need a graph. There's so many suspects in this, possible
No, we
people in
have,
this case.
it's kind of like with Sebastian's though. It's like, and with little Summer, these parents were the last ones to be with them. Those three people that's on that property, they should be the first three that we look at, and then we eliminate. We take them off the elimination table, and then we move outside of
Yeah.
the different, because it she was the last one. She is in bed. He's in bed.
Yeah.
Do you hear the kids? No, I don't hear the kids. Oh my God, where's the kids? They go out, but there's no trace of them. They just vanish, went poof, and
Well,
then we have to believe.
how does that happen mysteriously the morning after there's a car going back and forth to your property? They never mentioned the car coming back and forth in any of their interviews ever.
Mm-mm.
And Daniel's been talking all over social media. She hasn't, but Daniel has. He never makes mention of it once, but he disparages the neighbor as a liar. Is that the same neighbor that heard the fifth wheel?
Well, see,
How
the
do you,
night before, if we look at when I look at Jack's chart, I can see that there's certain non-movers in their chart, right? So you can go back to when they first started in transit, and they were both Daniel and Malaya. They're both in transit all day from the night before, and then all day when they reported missing. Lots of transformation has taken place, and of course it was right. But
Mhm,
the night before, there's something that's happening. And I think if I remember correctly, it was around 10 o'clock, like around 10
mhm,
o'clock p.m. There's something that's
mhm.
happening with Jack. I can see it in Jack's chart. There's something happening in that household. I
So
think
does
that something took
Jack
place the
get
night before.
do you think so does Jack get into the drugs and have an OD? Because that's also another
It
theory.
could. That could have
And
definitely
and
happened.
I
If they, like,
yeah,
if they have that stuff out on the table, kids are going to, especially kids that are, on the spectrum, they're going to do all
well,
kinds of things that, other kids may not do, or, yeah, I don't
mhm.
know. Like my
Well, I
granddaughter, she's
mean,
very picky. She's not going to just eat or drink or anything, you know,
yeah.
unless she had it before she knows about it. That's not her. That wouldn't be something that she would do. And I don't know these kids. I don't know if they would have done something like got into anything. But it could have been some type of abuse
Well, that's
from,
what this is it.
Daniel or Malaya. I, I don't know about SA, but I mean, I guess it could have been. The moon is
Well,
definitely reflecting not in Virgo, not in
mhm.
Scorpio, but in Cancer. So we're reflecting on a lot of emotions. And generally, emotions are going to stem from the mother. How old is Meadow again when the kids went missing?
Just a year, just over a year, I think, like 18
So
months or
she could
something.
be still going through some postpartum stuff. I don't know.
There's so okay, so
But you would
let
think
me
that if one of them knew anything about the other, then they would turn on each other, unless they have stuff on each other and she split ways. and and is living her best life before she goes to jail. I don't know, but look at all the
But
mothers right
but
now.
how
They're
can they call this a cold case if no foul play evidence? That's what I'm so dumped by. Like, you've got a blanket piece, you've got witnesses hearing cars that the parents never talk about. Like, you don't hear a car in that country. There's very few cars coming in and out of down the road, let alone in and out of
right.
your laneway. Don't tell me they didn't hear a car coming out of their laneway. Why was that never mentioned? Like, I don't. It's just the
I don't know.
position that they've taken publicly to me seems so off.
It's
So
wild.
yeah, so even chat's answer is, yeah, you picked up on real tension. How can the RCMP say there's zero evidence of foul play while media summarizations like those in the Globe and Mail suggest theories including wandering off or worse? It may feel contradictory at first, but here's how these statements can actually align. Okay, so now it's going to unpack. No evidence of foul play. What does it mean? In early May, when the children were first reported missing, the RCMP publicly stated there was no evidence indicating an abduction or criminal foul play. Their working assumptions at the time was that Lily and Jack wandered away from their home. Yeah, and they still say that.
Was there
Basically,
was there I'm sorry to was
no,
there
go.
do we know for sure that there was a party that took place, and if so, was there a party that took place at that trailer, and when would it
Well,
have been? Was there really a party, or was that just a rumor?
no, at least according to Daniel, he said there was never a party. No, in the interview I listened to that I played yesterday, I can pull it back up. He says there was no party, and she said there was no party the night before, and he says not the night before, no. But that doesn't mean there wasn't one 2 nights before that, because
Yeah,
they
that's
didn't go to school
that
for.
could be the moon too. So that could also be the moon. We were reflecting on home. Yeah, they are weirder than the Evans family. God dang.
Oh God. Okay, so but this is just interesting. So um Wikipedia, similarly, Wikipedia summarizing RCMP and court materials as of August 25th notes that authorities said there's no evidence that the children are abducted, but they also have not ruled out the disappearance was suspicious. Well, okay, here's another part. Why is there a reward of $150,000 if they just walked into the fucking back of the bush?
Right.
Are we paying the tree? Are we paying the crow that's like gonna like be gawking
I mean,
at
that's
their
a
like?
good question. Yeah.
Why is there $150,000 reward if they walked out the fucking back? It's just I call bullshit on this. I
Just
just
saying, that's some bullshit. I
right.
mean, it's wild. It's wild. I mean, the kids went poof. They went by, and everybody has just gone about their business. Life is going on. It's a cold case now. Whatever.
Don't look. Don't. I
Yeah,
just
don't look over here.
like I don't get it. I was so. I would have preferred they said we have suspicions, but we can't prove it. Like,
Right.
just be fucking honest. Just come out and be honest. If they walked out the backyard, why is there $150,000 reward?
Yeah.
Like,
Makes no sense.
the tree's not going to walk into the police station and give you some advice that they're laying under the tree. Like, it's just
Right.
I don't. It's just bizarro. Um,
I'm looking up their
it
missing event.
it says this phrasing reflects standard investigation language. Absence of evidence does not equal evidence of absence. Instead, it marks a lack of current forensic or corroborated evidence pointing to foul play. Well, that's exactly what we're dealing with, Sebastian. The lack
Right.
of evidence is the problem, but we even have
Yeah.
more. We have more evidence. What came out? I heard, but I couldn't listen. What's new on Sebastian? Somebody said there was something new. I heard clutched on pearls.
Um,
Uh,
there was an FBI. Um,
I
an
read the
FBI.
post.
They put
Yeah,
out they put out some stuff, and of course, they got his age wrong. They said 14, so I don't know if AI is writing that too. Um, and then at night put out a post. It was about the green hoodie and um, their correspondence with, or dog's correspondence with, the Texas Roadhouse. And
hmm
I'm been telling people, look, y'all are so uptight and, you know, just totally deflecting, talking about the divorce decree and the Gerber policy. Let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about Texana. I mean, because the girl
Mm-hmm.
be looking like the girl at Texas Roadhouse with the
Mm-hmm.
green hoodie. You know, let's talk
Mm-hmm.
about her. Let's talk about Texana because nobody is talking about her, and that's the strangest of the strange when it comes to this case. Besides all of the other obvious, why is it that Texana Fernandez from Texas has been involved with the court proceedings, coming all the way from Texas, bringing Christopher Proudfoot files in court? Why is she suing Seth? Seth hasn't even spoken to this woman, hasn't even talked to her, has never met her face to face. Why? And why has she subpoenaed Clue and Cletus and has Chris Proudfoot as a witness? They weren't, I mean, I'm just like, I can't make it make sense. I have no
Like
idea how this is happening and why the law enforcement isn't questioning her and her relationship with Chris.
when you said I can't even repeat what visually came to my mind when you said Clue and Cletus. I feel like Clueless and Clitoris. You know, like sorry.
You know what I mean? Like, what is going on? Can we really talk about something that could be possible? That there could be some type of, she's out looking. Why is she looking in homeless camps? Going to different places looking in homeless camps for Sebastian. Why does she think that Sebastian could be homeless? Yeah, I'm saying, like, what is going on?
Well, okay, so these cases have some similarities in that the police are saying there's no evidence.
Yeah.
But okay, see, it just looked to me, I didn't watch the whole thing. Clutch had like RCMP or FBI update, and I went to their page, and it really was not much of an update. I don't know if they got pressure from staff and they just felt they should post something, but there was
Yeah.
no update. But he was making a reference to the comments about the flashlight. Were they coming out and disparaging that again? Did anybody hear that?
Just
Because
talking
if
about that Katie said that he walked out with a little flashlight. Or she doesn't know that he walked out with it, but she said that that's one item that she can't account for.
those
Yeah,
two,
throwing in TBI, Brandon Carter, and yada yada. I mean, I guess it's better than nothing, even though they got
mm-hmm,
his age wrong. I think that there was me personally. I mean, it
mm-hmm.
had to have come. That write up had to have come from Chat GPT. No, not
Yeah,
they got their assistant, their AI assistant. I mean,
yeah, I know. Well, yeah, it's yeah, and so we've got here, according to chat. I mean, it's good for some things, but you do have to double check
yeah,
everything.
it is good for
But
something. Yeah.
yeah, but you do have to double check. There's lots of, well,
You
you've
have
seen
to
me.
double check and
Look
triple
at you,
check.
fucker. If you can only tell me what I fucking found, what good are you? Like, it's sometimes just
Right.
utterly useless.
No,
There's times I go, we are not at risk of them taking over the world. There's no way around it.
no. Got a lot to learn. Got a lot to
I
learn.
know.
Got a
Also
lot
known
to
for me,
learn, girl.
really. Well, this is why I think they were, because I stand by my vision. I've had it twice, and I think the person is native, and so that is interesting to me with when you talk about Malaya's mother. You know,
Yeah.
are you a number three? Is in the only three people have liked?
Yeah. Or
Are you
that's what I
kidding
show
me?
it. No, on your new channel.
Oh, okay, thanks. Okay, I was gonna say people usually you do better than that. Okay,
Leanne was about to
so
go off.
no, 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 no. But then, so okay, so if they reported no foul play in July, like Okay, so how, if they have reported no foul play in July, what is it now, says Lola? I don't know, sweetie. I can't see. How hard are they working on the case? What do you think?
What here?
No, like if the police, according to the article here,
Uh-huh.
they according to the Globe and News, they claimed court documents provide details on Jack and Lily Sullivan case that they no longer consider it. Can y'all see the screen?
Well, the
No, let me.
polygraph, I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Who cares what the polygraph says? Okay, I don't care about the polygraph. I want to understand more about what took place a week prior to them going missing. I'd like to
Well,
know what was going on. I wish Daniel would come on here and talk to us. What was going on a week before?
right.
And why is the mother not screaming and crying, wanting to find her kids?
Oh,
This
that's the
girl
other
is
thing.
jacked. That's the only reason why I think that I mean, her behavior is just, it's like these other mothers that have hurt their kids. I mean, at
Yeah.
least some of them act, some of them will get up there and act like, Emmanuel's mama. She got up there and
Mm-hmm.
acted but I mean, it wasn't good. But yeah, I mean, it's just their mother isn't the main advocate to find them. That's weird.
It
That's
is.
weird.
It is. Well, okay, so could the motivation have been money? Because let's not forget that they lost their child care benefits 2 days before because Daniel forgot to. So Daniel's working 1 day a week. She's not working, and they get $1,900 a month. Well, if you're
Well,
not
would the
paying,
mother, would Malaya have agreed to that though? Because she is the one that should be the main advocate, not anybody else. Right.
when you
So
in Canada,
Malaya,
when you live together, the household income is in consideration. So he
right,
failed to do his income tax return, which is due April 30th, which means you absolutely get no benefits like
right.
instantly
Hmm.
in Canada.
What
So
what I want to
they,
know is, why is Malaya not the number one advocate to the
yeah,
public to help us find her children? Why
yeah,
is she taking and using that energy to go on vacation in
mm-hmm,
Florida or wherever she went? She
mm-hmm,
didn't go to Florida, wherever she went.
right.
Why is it that she is not screaming and tilting the world to find her babies?
I don't know.
That's the weirdest part for me. They're not Daniel's kids. They're not Janie's kids. They're not Malaya's mother's kids. Unless she had something to do with it, or they're not missing to her and they are safe and sound somewhere and she knows exactly where they are.
But
Just
that's
like
the why go
Katie.
off? Why go off with the story though? Like you got to remember, she's got 3 kids. Those ones aren't this different for Katie. Well, maybe it's not different
Malaya's
for
not even,
Katie.
she's not even advocating to find these kids. They're her kids.
Well, you're right, but I'm just trying to think about why, because it's a slightly different scenario when you've got Sebastian in the house with no other living kids. They had Daniel's kids there as well, living there, and they have this child they had together, Meadow. So she does not need cause to remove, if she was afraid for whatever reason and didn't want those kids in Daniel's care. She doesn't need to make up a story that they ran out the back of the bush. They're not fucking his. Just like if
Right,
KP wanted to leave Chris, Sebastian just goes with her. Chris has
right,
fuck all to say about it.
right. I mean, right. So, I mean, why make up this big old ordeal about them being missing if they just wanted to send them off somewhere?
That's
You
what
know?
I say. I don't
Yeah.
understand. Like,
I don't either. Like, Katie should be Sebastian's biggest advocate. She's not. Malaya should be the biggest advocate for them, and she's not.
hey,
Something is
Laura.
not right here with these mothers. And we
Well,
are
same with
constantly,
Emmanuel Harrow's mother. What the fuck's her
yeah,
problem? Like, I don't care how badly beaten you might have been then. You're in jail now. Oh, did you hear she got beat up in jail? She
well,
got
good.
attacked? I know.
That she's still alive. Dang.
Maybe not for long. We'll have to
Yeah,
see.
maybe not.
Like,
And that girl that killed the unalived Renee Ren, Renee's me. I can't God Renee's me. You'd see that woman, that foster mom. I hope she gets it. Oh my God, I hope she just gets it as soon as she gets in there. I
oh, the
hope one of
one
those
that the young,
long-term inmates just takes her down through there. Bye.
that's the one that took the kid to the luggage or something in the luggage and dumped her in the by the beach or something, and
Yeah,
she was.
put her in a trash bag after. I mean, she had been abusing her for a long time. She put the baby in the. She put the. Or was she 9? But she put her in a malnourished. I mean, poor little girl. Put her in
I
a
don't
trash bag.
understand. I don't
Put her in a trash
understand.
bag and put her in the tote
I
and put her in
don't,
the river like she wasn't gonna be found.
and
Like,
that's
oh
where
my
the younger lady who's blonde is talking in the interview, because I think I was going to cover that case, saying they were living with her for a little bit until I got my life back together, and now I'm
yeah,
mourning the loss of my 9-year-old. Like, I shouldn't.
yeah,
Like, I don't. First of all, if you're taking over to help someone else's kids, like, you just call them and go, I can't do this anymore. Like, what happens to people?
right. Just
Okay,
say, I
thanks, Hope.
can't do it. I'm going crazy. I can't do this anymore. You got to come and get your kid, or call another family member or something. Why? Why does it have to get to that point?
Or
Unless
if
they
you
just,
can't
I
take
don't
your
know.
kid anymore, drive to the police station or something and say, I mentally can't fucking cope. Like, what happens legally if a parent does that? What happens to a child legally if a parent was to do that? Are the consequences so great that that makes no sense, and I'd rather kill my child and try to conceal it?
I
Like,
don't
I
know.
don't fucking get it.
I don't either. I mean, I would say that you could give your kids up for adoption at any age. I can't do this anymore. I cannot afford it. I can't, you can make something up. I can't afford it. CPS would get involved. And I think that CPS would, I want to say that woman, the foster mom, I want to say she was a family member. If I
Mm-hmm.
remember correctly, I don't know. I've got so many
Mm-hmm.
that I look at, so I don't remember. But it's sad. It's just so sad. And these mothers are supposed to nurture and care for their kids. And even after they're missing, you still can't care and nurture and act like you at least act. We're not even getting that. We're not getting that from Malaya or Katie. And I
No,
wish
but
that
I
we could.
did a video yesterday on that polygraph, and it dawned on me, if y'all haven't seen it, just about how poorly, like, I cannot believe they didn't ask them any questions about kidnapping or removing them, only if they unalived them, which is like an epic failure on their part, in my opinion.
Right.
But what if, because we did look at the effects of meth on their ability to their lack of response. So if Daniel was a meth addict, it's been said that I've heard some rumors that maybe Malaya was also doing it. Could that explain their lack of reaction? I've heard people also say they believe Rebecca and Jay Caro were on drugs, and
Well,
that
if
she
they
was
were
also.
messed out, they would be up all night. They wouldn't be in the bed. They wouldn't be laying down. And the house would be spotless.
Okay, another thing I want to talk
Oh,
about. Nobody's talked about this. Why the fuck would you place your pool, Janie with her rake? Why would you place your pool on a dirty, muddy laneway when you have a lawn on the front of the
girl, now
RV?
that part right there, when she said, and I thought, why would you put it there? You got a whole yard. You got all of it. Why are you going to put it there? That makes no sense.
The dogs are going to be barking in their ears, the
That's a
dogs that
big
don't like them.
red flag. I mean, why? What part of that? That makes no sense.
No, you've got the front yard. I was looking at the picture with the RV yesterday. That laneway is long. They got that whole front yard. Why would you put them in a mud puddle? It makes absolutely no sense. Not really tweakers. I know how based. But it's like, why would you want to put them in a mud pile? It makes no sense. So,
Yeah.
okay, so I asked chat, now that I added the information I forgot to mention in the initial theory about the additional stressor of not getting $1,900 a month in child benefits. And now the theory is theory one, internal family move, financial stress trigger. Who, mother and or stepfather? Let me show this. Can y'all see this? No. So now that we've added that, there is, sorry, more indication that you might be right. Because look at this, Jen. Theory one now. Who, mother and or stepfather, or someone acting with their knowledge, sudden loss of 1,900 a month benefits due to missed tax filing combined with CPS monitoring drug use, caucus separation created overwhelming stress. How it fits, kids vanished 2 days after the benefits stopped. A staged narrative wandered into the woods was presented immediately, but no tracks, no scent, no evidence. In bush, despite massive search, blanket fragments turning up away from the property could reflect staging or disposal. Stepdad had known meth use, which could escalate paranoia and impulsive decisions. Mom had said that she planned to leave him. Relationship strain, money loss may have pushed them towards a desperate solution. Theory two, extended family motive, control, resentment. Step grandmother living on
Yeah.
the property or another close family relative. Possible resentment of kids, belief they were a burden, or family conflict, money, caregiving stress, CPS scrutiny. How it fits, the witness saw two children get into a gold tan car with a woman 50 to 60, same age range as step grandmother. The woman's polygraph was failed inconclusive, and she allegedly appeared indifferent to the kids. That's just my opinion I put in. She had a proximity, opportunity, and the kids' trust. They would willingly get into a car. A removal by a relative could be framed as protecting them, either by handing them off elsewhere or by darker means. Counterpoint motive is less financial, more personal, familiar, but opportunity and behavioral red flags align. The counterpoint for the first one was RCMP said polygraphs and interviews showed no evidence of direct criminal involvement by parents, but police sometimes hold that line until conclusive proof exists. The outside motive, the theory three outside motive, CPS protective intervention gone off books. Who, a non family adult, CPS connected. What? This sounds like what we were diving into with the underground of Sebastian.
Yeah.
What? A CPS connected neighbor or acquaintance who knew of abuse, neglect, concerns to remove the kids from harm. Given reports of Jack and Lily's black eyes, suspected autism, stepdad's meth use, mom saying she wanted out, CPS already been involved 5 months prior to disappearance in December. If someone feared CPS was moving fast enough, they could take the matters into their own hands. Well, I guess Daniel could fear losing his own kids, which ended up happening anyways, right?
Yeah.
Like if they wanted them, if Daniel was motivated because of CPS, much
And
like
I mean, if
Chris
they
with
were,
Faith.
if the only other thing would be, but you would still, either way, no matter what happened, Malaya not being the number one advocate for those kids to find them troubles me deeply. That
Mm-hmm.
troubles me deeply.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I could see why, Janie Janie says, "Yeah, I heard them. I heard them." Well, did you hear them? And then told them if they didn't, quiet down, you were going to do something, or did you do something to them, or you know? But I think it seems to me that whatever happened the night before, it could have happened the
Mm-hmm.
night before, and I think that they could all be lying. Something happened. There was an accident. They're all lying. I don't know. I don't know. She should be their number one advocate.
I'm kind of leaning towards the overdose now that I think about it. I don't know.
Mhm.
The other child to cover it up. What
But
what
see, yeah, I mean that could be.
but then wouldn't they show up differently on the chart, like in two different directions? And they don't.
What do you mean the chart?
Well, on their chart,
No, I
if
think that they're wherever they're at, they're together.
But it's okay. So I was thinking if
Jack and Lilly.
say Jack got into meth the night before and OD'd, they would hide his body, but they would get Lily off the property, take her to the reserve. So they would show up differently on the chart, and they don't show up differently.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're
They
saying.
they show up in alignment on the chart,
I see what you're saying.
right?
I I was thinking that maybe they were at the reservation and they weren't dead. That's what I was
Like the
thinking.
whole thing. I know there's Malaya's dad too, but I think Daniel has said that his kids were living with them before this happened, and he has not been able to see them since. But they were living with him because he referenced all seven of them living there together before in an interview. So they had
Oh
Daniel,
dang, I didn't
his
know that. I thought it was just Meadow and Hertz
no,
was living
no,
with him.
because he said from going from seven of us, just myself. So he had his two kids from a prior relationship. They had Jack and Lily, Meadow, and him and Malaya, seven of them. And
Oh,
now he's not allowed to see his kids, which is why he was doing all the drug rehab and doing all that stuff to fight to get to see his kids again, as well as Meadow. So so to me it would have seemed like, I don't know, like I just don't see how those older kids, if they were there, have not been talked
yeah.
to, like haven't come up in statements. Like I just, it's so weird. This case
That
is
is
so
very
weird.
weird. Very weird.
Hey Kitty.
I'm letting
His
the
kids visit.
I'm opening up
Okay.
the door for Jeff. Hold on.
Okay. So they only visit. Okay, take them off the exam and come up with the story of walking them. Yeah. So they were only visiting. But I mean, he still doesn't get to see them now. So thank you, Cheryl Ann, sweetie. Thank you. Yeah, for those of you coming in, since I started this channel with just my visions, my psychic downloads, my visions in the tarot, and that wasn't enough content for just Sebastian Lilly, it's just too much. I started doing other, just these kind of lives here. So I'm going to split it back. MMO Tarot, which is where you're on now. Motive means opportunity with the MMO Tarot in the brackets, which is this channel that most of you are on, will become tarot only once I build up enough people to the other new channels. So the new channel, let me get you the link for the new channel. And the thumbnail looks like that because that's the new channel. And you can see, I'll show you the thumbnail. So when you go, you'll know it's my channel. So there you go. There you go. No, you're not the only one here, Vanilla. Are you the only one on the new channel? Is that what you're saying? Because in the chat, we all show up together. So it's all the same. It merges the chats. So if you're the only one on the new channel, I don't know because I'm not watching it. You've had the same vision of Jack and Lily being led away more than, yes, I did. I was validated with my vision of Uncle Larry. And I don't think I've told anybody this, but I was also given the idea that they were taken in. I don't know how true this is yet, but it was suggested by my guides that potentially they took them, we've talked about the caves, that there's one underground cave that you can still transport by ATV to. Like there's a tunnel that leads to a cave. There's like a tunnel. So if we go there, I got goosebumps just as I was going to say that. As I'm saying that, I got goosebumps. So when we go there, I do want to find out, and I haven't reached out to the RCMP in a while because I'm going to wait till we are ready to go. Hopefully, Jan will be able to come with me. Um, welcome in, Vanilla. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. Um, that there is some sort of underground tunnel that they can get to one of these old caves, like they would have been where the miners went in. and it was closed off. I got goosebumps. Like as I'm talking, it's like always my validation. My guide showed me that it was looks like it's boarded off and you can't get through, but you actually can. Like it's almost like it's not fully protected from access anymore. You think, Lone Fundy? Welcome in, sweetie. Welcome in. If you're new here, welcome in. Um, so yeah, so I'm trying to see. I've got a girlfriend that lives in Truro. I think I've told everybody here before. She said I can go stay with her and go search for the kids. She's in Newfoundland on a holiday right now, but also, we have the ban until October 15th. So I'm trying to see if Jen can come with me just for safety and numbers, and Reed can yeah. So does that make sense to you, Blaine? Because that's what I was given, is that there literally is like one you could, that would have been where they had access, so they would drive to the mine entrance, and that it was shut off the access, but you can get in it now. And so I think that they might have been taken through. And I'm also wondering, because somebody else emailed me who's a psychic medium. Um, I'm not going to give her, I invited her to come up on the channel if she wanted to talk, but she doesn't want to. But she saw where I pinned that by that mine. Mr. Forehead, welcome in. Oh, it was lifted? No. When? No way. Okay, well, when Jen comes on, we'll have to talk then.
What is that? What's Octwood's ban?
The October Woods ban, October 15th, was lifted. So
Oh,
we don't have that deadline anymore. Um, but Blaine's saying that what my vision is was just lifted. Okay. So we could go anytime now. So anyways, I don't know, but I still wondering if they were taken via a tunnel area, because that's what I got. So I don't know how. Oh, that's what I was saying. Somebody else, a psychic medium, has emailed me multiple times, and her first email was, "Oh my God, I just saw you pinned. Like, I just started following you. I haven't noticed your stuff. I pinned the exact same location by the train tracks. She pinned the exact same location before
oh
she
wow.
even saw my video." So that's very curious. And I also find the energy we all had around the gas station that is owned by the bus driver also incredibly interesting. I wish we knew the bus driver's date of birth, because I'd love to know. Art M.
Well, I mean, I keep going back to, it's like
What?
the
YouTuber.
mother should be yelling and screaming from the rooftop, "Where are my children? Help me find my kids. Where are my kids?" She should be
Okay.
devastated. Can you imagine?
Okay, Blaine. But here's the thing, you got to show up on the lives, because I'm going to, we can go any day now, Jen.
Well, I can't go get a.
I
It's
know.
going to be a minute before I can get that all my stuff
Pass
together and go get the passport.
that passport. I know. Like not tomorrow?
I
Like
need
not next
funds.
week?
Yeah.
You know me, my little Sagittarius butt. The minute I get something in my brain, it's like, okay.
Let's go now.
It used to be, I used to I drive my team nuts when I had a team. I decided I wanted to do something, and it's like, okay, I just decided today, but why wasn't it done yesterday already?
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh God. Did I ever tell you the story, everybody, on what happened to me with my assistant? I'll tell you this just for fun, for a little levity. I used to post when I had a blueberry, like a blackberry, all my to-do list, because you know what it's like when you're in real estate, you got a list of 1,000 things to do, and I post on a response to a blue, when somebody would post on Facebook on your BlackBerry, you'd get it come up like a text back in the day. And so in response, I would my to-do list when I was stopped at a light or whatever. Well, one day I'm walking the dogs, and I guess I pressed send by mistake, and my assistant calls me. She goes, "Lovey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm walking the dogs, Bree. What's up?" She goes, "You just posted your to-do list to Facebook, and the very first item was buy tampons." God. Anyways, I don't even know why I got on that topic, but um, okay. So yeah, we could meet, Kitty. This is the thing. We could meet. Um, my assistant, I guess, was because
So I'm
I
looking
was
at
hard
Lily
to
and
work with.
Jack.
Okay, you
I'm
want me to
looking
pull up the
at Lily
chart?
and Jack and their missing event.
Okay, let's pull
And
up the chart.
I'm looking at the missing event and I'm looking at Jack's. I don't know. I might could share my screen. Do you want me to? So you
Yeah,
can see what I'm looking at? Let me see.
yeah, and if not, I have it pulled up. I
Okay.
heard Mr. Forehead, but
Well,
how do you file
I'm
for?
gonna show the actual the chart.
Yeah, I've got
Can
it,
you
but
see
pull
that?
it up.
Okay.
You pull it up.
Okay. So
Hang on,
okay.
hang on. Let me just. We gotta figure out how to get the chart. I gotta move this back. Sorry, I gotta move. I gotta remove. Hang on. Remove. Add the chart. There. There
Here
we
we go.
go. There we
Okay. So
go.
all right. So I don't know if you can take the like off
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Okay. So Lily and Jack, they go missing. They're on the right, and I'm looking at Jack for just a second too, and I'm just going to kind of compare them. But I
Mhm.
want you to see this. Okay, so it's rising in Cancer. It's rising at home.
Mhm.
This is at 10 a.m. This is when she's calling it in, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So this is her calling it in. And we are rising at home and we are descending with the woods, with the business, with Capricorn
Mhm.
dad. Okay, so
Mhm.
we're rising with mom, we're descending with dad, responsibility, accountability, and we're going into the woods. And that's where they went. They went into the woods. But see, the moon, when she makes that phone call, there's a reflection. That's why I think that something had already happened. By 10 a.m., something
Mhm.
had already happened because the moon is in the first house. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
Before that, the moon is going to be traveling in the second house. So the moon is going to be in Cancer, and then it's going to go from the second to the first. What is the second? It's money. And look at that. Mars in Leo is in the money house.
Mhm.
So could it be the father, Janie's ex? Could it be, you know what I'm saying? Could it have something to do with some money and kids and worrying and school?
Mhm. Well, they were also signed out of school at 6 a.m.
Okay, so
So,
this right here. So this trans Pluto in the third house, there's a major transformation that's happening. Malaya has this degree. Daniel has
mhm.
this degree. No matter what time they're born, they have this degree. So there's a major transformation that's taking place, and all eyes are on the kids. The communication is on the kids. Communication is on school, and there is a major transformation that's taking place with Malaya and Daniel, and it's
And
transforming their health.
when's that? That's the morning of or the night before?
This is May 2nd, 10 a.m.
May 2nd, 10 a.m.
This is when
Okay.
I hear that she called it in.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
Why she called
explain.
them? Why did she call them in at 6?
She called them missing from abs. They were going to be absent from school at 6:17 a.m. But
Okay.
if I'm just wondering, like, if something happened the night before, if something happened the night before is what I'm curious about. Like, and they knew they weren't going to be at school the next day because something happened the night before. Because I keep thinking of the laneway and the house, the car coming back and forth 6 times from 12 to midnight. What the fuck was that about? It had to be them. They would have known if there was a stranger coming in and out of their home. For the love of God, don't tell me those people don't own a shotgun somewhere in there too. Like,
Well,
if
this is the seventh house of relationships. Okay, so this is the relationships, and I want you to see something. Jack, all of this Capricorn energy that he has,
mm-hmm,
there's Palace. That's the wake up call with the investigation into an older man, a business, woods. There's a wake-up call. And then we got Jupiter. There's an expansion with woods. We're going far.
An
Then
older
there is
man.
a transformation, an intensity, and then we have limits and obstacles. So all of that Capricorn energy is right here when she calls it in. It's right here. And it's opposing all of that with Jack. It's opposing this ascendant at home and this reflection. The moon is coming in to oppose. That is his mother. The moon is mom. The moon is coming to oppose all of this. But see, before that, this moon, when the moon was at a 1036, not only does Jack have this 1036 degree in Cancer, but so does his sister Lily.
That's wild.
She has it too. His is in Hades. His is with Hades. This is a huge weight. It's a weight of hell. And then her 1036 is Chronos. And that Chronos is a timing, a devouring energy. So when the moon comes over this 1036, it's not only coming over Jack, but it's also coming over Lily. And that 1036 is what I've showed you on their astrological map.
So does that not remove a theory that one had an OD and they removed the other one to cover up the OD because they're both following the same trajectory? So that does it to me, it takes away,
I don't really know about that. All I know is that they share a degree, and this degree, the moon had already went over it. The moon had already went over it. It's at a 17. So when the moon comes over that 1036, there is a lot of emotions that is weighing Jack down. There is a timing, and we saw Lily screaming. I think that there was something that took place at that home, and that's the reason why Malaya is not their number one advocate. Something has happened. Something has happened to those kids, and I think that it would have taken place the night before.
So you can't tell from this chart if they're in the same location then? Like, we can't tell. Event. Yeah, it looks like they would be in the same spot.
Well, if they're deceased, I'm sure they're in the same spot. If they're alive, I'm sure they're in the same place.
Well, I'm just trying to rule out a theory that I had that Blaine's World was mentioning, which we've all talked about. What if one of them had an OD, got into some rugs, they buried that kid, and then removed the other living child from the home to protect them and protect the fact that one kid died from an OD? That to me does show up in the chart.
We can't tell. We're not going to be able to tell looking at a chart. But I can tell that this 336 was in transit with Malaya and with Daniel. And then 2 days later, on the 4th, it's a 334. And let me just tell you, you have this 334, and so do I.
What does that mean?
So does the new DA in Sebastian's case. That means that we connect with Jack. We connect with Jack. Jack's Chronos here at a 1324. That's my South Lunar Node in the second house of values.
It's funny because when I had my vision, when I get my visions in my sleep, it was Jack I chose to talk to, not Lily. It's so weird.
That's why.
Which is that's so weird. Well, it was just a stick to. Yeah, it's so weird. Like, because Lily would be the obvious choice. She's older, but for some reason, I just, I didn't even think about it. Just intuitively connected with Jack, and like.
But did you hear that part where I said that you also, me and you, connect through that degree, and we connect with the new DA on Sebastian's case with that degree? Yeah, it's his magnetism.
Wow, I wonder if we connect with the Harrow case. So
yeah, makes you wonder, so if we look at this, so the magnetism right here, this magnetism with a 2125.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's the law. That's contracts. That's the law. Well, Palace is at a 2128. So it would have been 3 hours before at 7 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock when she
Mm-hmm.
called.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when she called, when Palace was there and it was coming in the future. It was already coming in the future with Palace to call in. And that's when she called to tell them that they are not there or that they are not
Mm-hmm.
going to be at school. That's exactly when it was set into motion that the investigation was going to happen. So it would, it would, I would definitely want to pull that 21, 20, 21, 25 and
Mm-hmm.
see what that looks like because it's coming in the future because it's in Aquarius. Aquarius will come in the future. The other thing that is happening too is that this Mercury, when she calls in to the disappearance, this Mercury is in Aries. And this 1739 degree in Aries, this is where her Saturn is. She's having limits and obstacles with her public image. And look at that. The midheaven is in Pisces. It's about death. It's about drugs. It's about water.
Uh-oh. Water, because apparently Mike Demand keeps talking about water. He's sure they're in water because Daniel keeps referencing water.
So usually so the first house, it being in Cancer, we go to the third sign. So it would be 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this
Mm-hmm.
Virgo energy, this South Node is squaring, it's challenging the
Mm-hmm.
ascendant and the descendant. Well, we've been here before.
Mm-hmm.
We've been here before. That South Node is showing a fate that has already happened. There's something beginning and ending here at home. It's already happened before and it's happened again. But this time the kids are gone.
Mm-hmm.
This time the kids are gone.
Okay, so something happened again that we don't know what that is. It could be abuse.
Right. Right. It could be that, they got into it, the kids got into it, or they went outside and from there, if they weren't, I don't know, what did they usually do? We just don't know. We
Well,
don't
let
know a
them
whole lot.
wander by them. Let them
Yeah,
wander by themselves. You
right.
know, because I still really want to explore, but I don't know how, is the bus driver. What if Lily did put her backpack on, went to the end of the laneway, said, I want to go to school. You guys are lazy and in bed. I'm bored. I want to go to school. She might not even have known Malaya signed her out at 6:17, apparently, if that's truly what happened, which I'm sure the police would have verified, that she signed them off online at 6:17 in the morning. Did that bus driver, was he aware that there was a problem in that and take them on the bus and take them to his, because we got that energy from the garage he owns, and did they transported somewhere else? Because
I mean, look, did they have bruises? Had they been
yes,
abused? Had they been
he,
abused and
he
that's why they couldn't go to school? Was there a doctor's note? Had they been to the doctor? Do we know that?
no, they hadn't
Right.
ever. Yeah.
Right. Had they been to the doctor lately? Was she that sick? She was missing a few days. Did she not take her to the doctor? You know?
Hmm.
I don't know.
Oh, they have the bus surveillance. Okay, so that couldn't have happened if
Yeah.
Lily left. That's a huge coincidence. Also, why isn't Mom screaming then? Well, this is it. This is it. Like, this case is just so disturbing, especially when there's two children that are missing. Like, who had motivation to get rid of two and not the other child?
I just think that whatever happened happened at home. There's
Yeah.
something that happened at home that we just don't know about.
Well,
Something
it
has
makes
happened at home.
well,
And
it
see
makes
this
sense.
midheaven, look at this midheaven at a
Yeah.
2225. Well, that midheaven at a 2225 in Pisces, it had quickly went over Jack's Neptune. the Neptune at an 1824. Yeah, go ahead.
Is this recent, Barb, that somebody was arrested? Jeff's waiting for dinner.
Yeah. Jeff's about to get in the shower, and we're going to go eat at a seafood buffet.
Nice. Enjoy. Very nice.
We haven't
Well
been in a
earned.
long time, but he just
Good.
closed the door
Enjoy.
because we're on spring water, so you may hear the pump. If you
Oh,
do, I'll silent
okay.
it. But yeah,
I'm
so
hearing
the
that. So
midheaven,
that's
the midheaven, all of this right here, the midheaven, that midheaven had already went over right before she makes that call. It had already went over that Neptune. So there's something that is being hidden that we have to dissolve. Could it be with death? Could it be with drugs? You know? But there's
mm-hmm.
something that has happened. And then we could I can pull up um, Lily. I've got her birthday. Of course, I don't know Jack's birth time, so I can't tell you the houses, but I do want you to remember this 1036 because he has it in Hades. This is a Hades Cancerian degree. This 1036. Let me
Mm-hmm.
see. Let me pull that one with Lily because I think that this is very interesting. That they shared the same degree and they weren't in Cancer and they weren't born at that time. And then we've got Canada. Canada has I want to say, has that same 10. Let me see. I'm going to pull it up. So
So I asked.
Canada's midheaven is a 10 in Cancer. So that's why I like to look at the state or the country too. Is because
Mm-hmm.
this 10 degree, when I map it, Canada, Lily, and Jack are all three going to be there. Not necessarily their body or where we could find them alive, but this is showing that 10 degree is big. And Canada has that 334 too.
Mm-hmm.
Canada has a 334 in their chart, and we can discuss that. That 334 that goes to me and you and Jack, there's a conscious raising experience with a relationship that Canada has from the past with someone. And
Ask.
is that past Daniel? Is it? I don't know who it is. I don't know.
From
But
their
I'm going to show
past.
you
Well, that
Lily.
that would be their dad, their bio dad, who was in their life in the past. Welcome, Beverly. Nice to
Right.
see you. Right?
Right.
We have Mr. Forehead. We do have their birth date, Sunny. They're on
We
the
got their
chart.
birthday. We just
Yeah.
don't have their birth time. We just don't have their birth time. So Lily, y'all can see, is on the left,
Yes,
and then we've
Lola.
got and then we've got Lily and Jack missing on the right. So this is the same chart that we were just looking at. We've just added Lily. We've replaced Lily with Jack. I mean, we've
Yeah.
replaced, you know. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
okay, it's going to be the same thing. Okay, the same thing is going to apply. So this descendant, where we are descending with relationships, Lily's south node of fate is there. Her Pluto is there, and so is her Saturn. So it's the fate with her. Jack had the stellium, and she also has Saturn and Pluto here. He had Pallas, but she has the fate. She has the south node. So all of that is right here. It's in transit right there with Lily. So her moon is in Libra. It's with the law. It's with parks. It's with relationships and the justice.
Hmm.
And what is happening is Jupiter at a 2140 is coming up in degree But Jupiter doesn't have to be the same degree as her Jupiter to be in an opposition. Jupiter, there's two people that are communicating about the siblings, things that have already happened in the past at home, and it is opposing her Jupiter. And that Jupiter that she has goes to that fire that took
Mm-hmm.
place.
Mm-hmm.
On the
Fire.
map. You see her 1036?
Yeah.
Yep. It's wild,
Yeah.
isn't it? That it's the same exact degree. That means that anytime a transit were to come at that degree, at that 1036, it is going to affect both Lily and Jack at the same time at home with their mother.
I mean, probably Beth, that's what the chat GTP theory was. The third theory until I plugged in the newest results. I don't know, Julie B, they can't legally, but we did a video here on Sebastian in residential homes, and it's scary. If you want to go watch that, it was last Friday night, and everybody was like, I need my drink because it was pretty, I think it was last Friday night. Go check out residential homes on Sebastian because there's an underground network that's pretty disgusting and it is legitimate. And I had already talked to the founder of the Find Me group about it several years ago. So anyway, sorry, Jen, keep going.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But I
That's
just
good
wanted
to
to show you
know.
guys this because it's very interesting to see that the moon would have already went over Lily and Jack at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I can take us back. I can take us back to that time period when the moon came over them, and then the moon was going across the midheaven of Canada right after
Mm-hmm.
that. We can go back to that time period, and then
Mm-hmm.
because it just happened,
Mm-hmm.
it
Mm-hmm.
had just happened, and I want to say it happened the night before. And then the other thing too is Astria. She is justice. She is the divine justice of health. Well, this 2231 is going down in degrees. So it would have been 2231, 2230. But Lily has a Jupiter that is a 23 degree. So there's a justice that
Mm-hmm.
has to do with the courts with
Mm-hmm.
Lily before she goes missing. There's something about the courts with
No
Lily.
way. Before she goes missing.
Before she goes missing, there's something having to do with a justice, with the courts, with the judge, with CPS, with something lawful
Mm-hmm.
had come over her Jupiter, which would have been pretty, and it probably would have been really intense for her. There's a justice with Jupiter, and Jupiter is about religion, it's about churches, it's about philosophy, it's about the judge, it's about the DA, courts. And Astria is in the past, she's coming down in degrees. So when she got to that 23 degree and was over that Jupiter for a few hours, there is something that's taken place, and there's an expansion. There's things that Lily is learning or that she is being taught possibly about, or she wouldn't have been taught because she's so young, but would have been having to do with the courts.
So, okay, let's talk about that. That's showing up on Lily's chart, but not Jack's. So, was Lily the target of the CPS investigation potentially?
Possibly so. Yep, possibly so.
Because she was old enough to speak, maybe?
I don't know. See, Ceres up here at a 2516 in Pisces, well, she has a dark moon that's around a 2520. I don't know what time she's born, but that Ceres is coming or has already came
Mm-hmm.
pretty quickly. And her Venus, same thing. Okay, so she's got a Venus and the
Mm-hmm.
dark moon in Aquarius. So it's about the future and it's about groups. What are the groups? the
Malaya's,
reservation.
yeah, well, so interesting you say that because listen to this. I added the details to chat that Malaya is native, and I said update that please with your 3 theories, and the third one is protective community removal native family reserve link. Motive: belief that children were unsafe with stepdad, meth use, violence, CPS already involved. Facts that align: native relatives living nearby in a reserve may have seen taking the kids as a form of protective intervention outside the system. Fits with the gold tan car sighting. If it was someone the kids knew, extended family could explain why the mother hasn't searched. If she knows or suspects they were taken in by her family, the scenario preserves the children alive but hidden, potentially in the commonly distrustful of CPS. The natives are very distrustful of RCMP and CPS. That's known here in Canada. So the detectives note that would require active concealment for months despite national coverage and $150,000 reward, which is hard but not impossible in tight knit communities. So, I mean, that narrative makes a lot of sense. Sorry, you even take your chart down. I just wanted to
No,
highlight what
I'm
you.
about to show you the 1036. So the moon is about to come over Lily and Jack at the same time, at the same exact time. And I want to show you this time and what time
Okay.
it was, because this could be a time that we would want that I thought about mapping them, but ah, so Lily
But
and Jack
they
go.
could be Blaine taken somewhere far away from local on reserves. Just it's a possibility. Okay, tell
Yeah,
me when you're ready for the chart.
I'm going to show you Jack with this 1036 because we know that Lily also matches that 1036. Oh shoot, sorry. I didn't know I took it down.
Yeah, that's what I
I'm
said. You
in the
didn't have to
middle
take
of
it.
it. Sorry.
Well,
Okay.
maybe it was me. Maybe it was me.
Okay, so here we are. So this 1036, oh okay. I'll wait for you to add it.
I did, but I got to remove this and add this and remove this.
Okay, so
There
we're
we
back to
go.
Jack. We're back to Jack. I want to show you that this chart, even though we don't know what time he's born, we know that Lily and Jack both have this 1036 in Cancer. And so when the moon travels over this 1036 of Cancer, what can we decipher, if anything, right? What can we decipher? Well, we can see that it took place at 10:21 p.m. This is significant to me. This time is a significant time because the
PM.
moon is reflecting a lot of emotion that weighs Jack down and it devours Lily. There's a lot of emotion going on at this
And then
time.
you've got the
I can
vehicles.
guarantee you this.
And then you've got the vehicles. So this is 10:21 the night before. And then
Right,
you've got the vehicles an hour and a half later for 5 hours back and forth.
right, right. Okay, so if we want to see the vehicle, where could we see it? But first, let's look at it. And I'm gonna try to go over this really quick because I know that when Jeff gets ready, we got to go.
He's ready to
All right.
go. Okay.
Are you ready, babe? Jeff. Okay, he's not ready yet. He's almost ready. Okay, so we're rising in Sagittarius. There's something we're learning.
Barb. Janie
What
on
is
drugs to
that?
put the pill there only if you hate kids.
Yeah, that girl's jacked. I mean, who does that?
Well, she said they were afraid of the dogs, so you're going to put them right against the fence where the dogs are going to bark when you've got a front lawn? Like, who does?
Yeah, who does that? Weirdo. Okay, so
There might
we're
have been
rising
blood in
in
that spot.
Sagittarius. We are descending with two people. We're
Okay.
rising in Sag. We're learning something, and we're descending with the mind, with the communications. There's some mental health going on here. Okay, there's some mental health going on here.
Mm-hmm.
But this reflection is taking place. Well, there's a relationship here that's hanging out in the backdrop. There is a
Mm-hmm.
relationship that is hidden. This is a relationship. Juno is a relationship, and it's bringing us a conscious raising experience. It's from the past. Could this be about hidden sex, other people's money,
Or his
insurance,
Uncle Larry that I saw in the
the
vision?
money, the money that they're losing? Is that what it is? There is someone, and it's about money, or it's about sex, or it's about death. Okay. So we go up here and we look at this moon. Looking at the moon is reflecting here in the eighth house of death. But this eighth house is where, if you have hidden taxes, this is your taxes house. This is the tax house. This is sex. This is taxes
Death,
and death.
all the secrets and porn, all
Yes,
that
all
stuff.
the secrets are here.
Yeah.
All the secrets are here and here. But this is going to be about that taxes, that money that they're losing.
Okay.
This is the courts. This could also be about a letter. They're talking about something that, it could be about the money, losing that money, losing benefits, right? So
Yeah.
that moon that is taking place
Well,
here is
oh my
reflecting
God.
home and mom.
Oh my God. I just had a theory. It just hit me as you were talking about that. Were they paying rent? Did Janie say, if you can't pay rent, get the fuck, like, I don't know. Like, how would that affect? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because she
Yeah.
didn't
Now,
like those kids.
this is where it's very interesting, because this 2505, we were just talking about Lily and those 25 degrees that she could have in her chart. Well, these 25 degrees, there's a 2506, 2505. So Ceres has already conjunct, and it was a lot of energy, girl. It was a lot of energy going toward drugs, death,
Mm-hmm.
hospitals, sickness. There was a lot of energy going toward it. And that's where the lowest point is at home during this
Okay, but
period of time, is
is it
drugs.
sickness or is it drugs? I would
It
bet
could
on
be
the
either
drugs.
one. I mean, Pisces is, we can look at Pisces as a hospital. We can look at
Men-
Pisces as prison or as addiction and alcohol, drugs. We can look at that, so there's many ways that we can express these energies that come over us. It just depends on what is going on in our life at the time.
mhm.
You could be stung by a bee and need to go to the
Right.
hospital. I,
But could you get into drugs and have an overdose?
sure. But there's a lot of energy going to it. It's like a directed energy with Ceres. And sometimes Ceres has been known to, there is a lot. I would just want to say this too. And I know I've told you this before, but when at 10 o'clock in the morning, at this time and everything, I have patterns of degrees. And this 2234 goes to the United States. And I've wondered, are they here in the United States? Are they not dead? Are they
But
here in the United
that's
States?
what Derwood has been claiming.
I mean,
Derwood's claim is that the reserve that Malaya's family, which is theory 3 on chat that I just read, is Derwin's theory that Malaya's family picked those kids up and took them to a reserve in the United States because they were worried about their well-being in that family environment.
now that's a great theory. That's a great theory. And the patterns that I have developed over time with these degrees and the charts, it does have a lot. And of course, during this period of time, I'm sure that there were things going on with the United States here
Mm-hmm.
at this time period at 1021. I'm sure that there was. And I'm sure that there was at 10 a.m. as well when she called him in. But there's a lot of federal United States federal degrees in both charts. And the May 2nd chart at 10 a.m. and the May 1st at 10:21 p.m. This is the actual 12th house of the United States, the 12th and the 6th outer wheel. this 2234. And that's where we're going far. Did they go far? Did they leave at this time and go far? And Daniel didn't know it, but
Yeah,
Malaya
Lola,
did.
that's a good point. That's a good point. But you know, if they wanted to take them, just in my experience, but you know, I'm not native, but I know people that are native and I've had friends that are native in the past. If they really wanted to take them, they don't go on the highway like you and I go. They don't
Right.
they don't take the main roads, you know? Like they would be like I'm also wondering about them getting on that train. And where does that fucking train go? In fact, we should be looking at that train. Where does that train go? That's right there on Garlock. What time does it go? Does it leave in the morning? Did they somebody take them out of that house and sit there by where that woman emailed me and said she got the same hit I did 6 times right by the train tracks? Did somebody remove them that morning and they jumped on the back of a train and took the train to the US? Who freaking knows? That's a distinct possibility too.
Yeah. So when the
There's
moon
no
comes
train
over,
stop there. Okay.
when the moon comes over the 1059 degree in Cancer, that's when it hits the midheaven. The moon is coming across the
Mm-hmm.
midheaven of Canada. So when the moon goes and leaves Jack and Lilly, it's then going to come to Canada. Okay, so the moon, we would want to see what aspects are with the moon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what are
Mm-hmm.
the aspects? So it's
Mm-hmm.
squaring Mercury. Can y'all see that? No, you're not able to see the actual squares and stuff like that. So the moon is going to be squaring Mercury, and Mercury is hanging out in the fourth house of home. The fourth house of home. Okay, so let's talk about that.
That could be
That fourth
Katrina.
house of home with Mercury at a 1658 in Aries. So let's look at
Mm-hmm.
this. Let's look at this. So we have Eris, which is the goddess of war and strife. There's a lot of anger. We're sad. Chiron is there. There's pain. And then we have Mercury at a 1658. We are communicating with a lot of anger, possibly. And then we
Mm-hmm.
have Neptune, things that we need to dissolve that are hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Is this some type of hidden abuse here? Or is this a hidden? Now we have Saturn. Now we have
Well,
Saturn.
okay,
So
could
let
that be
me,
abuse or hidden drug use too? Or could it
yeah,
be either
I'm about
or?
to, let's see. And then Saturn is in a good standing with Juno, which is that relationship that has to do with that money. And it's opposing the South Node, opposing the midheaven. Saturn is. So let's go back and look at that. So Saturn here at a 2757 is squaring this relationship. Things of the past, a relationship in the past, their dad. Is it their dad in prison? Or is it somebody else
No,
that has just gotten out
no,
of prison like an offender? Okay, maybe not. Maybe not.
no.
Because
Dad
there's a
apparently
lot of
doesn't have a
anger here.
background.
There's a lot of anger, but the lowest point is the Pisces. So is one of them? I don't know. It would seem like there's abuse here. You know, this is the fifth house of kids. The sun is shining in Taurus. It's about money. I think that this is about money, courts, and things of the past.
Money in what way?
I don't know. The money that they just lost 2 days prior.
Okay, so that kind of money, not necessarily like trafficking, like sold the kids for money.
I
I know,
mean,
Betty. I mean,
no,
her family's background is not much better than Daniel's, no, for sure. Yeah, probably worse.
no,
Yeah. So they
no.
wouldn't have been,
I don't think
no.
that.
Okay, so in my mind tonight, just logically, and with what you said, taking the bus driver out because Blaine said they had cameras, that's no longer a theory. I don't think they're in separate spots.
Mm-mm.
Um, you can't spin on reserve RCMP all over them. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, but it takes time to fix it, Lola, and the kids went missing 2 days later, hence irrelevant now, you know? So, but what you're saying is that might not have been a high level of motivation if they could get it back. You know, I'm Canadian. I have a friend. I just want to say the systems are far from perfect here. I have a friend who's paralyzed, and they just took him off disability. He's in a wheelchair. He can't pee except for in a in a straw. I've known him for 45 years of my life, and he has to go to court with a lawyer now because they fucked up to get his benefits back. Okay, so the system's far from fucking perfect. So you'd be waiting in Canada for them to fix the system for a while, in my opinion. I'm Canadian. So that's just my opinion. I don't know how fast they would resolve that. I'm just saying. So if you're also on meth, you might not be thinking super logically, you're just in a complete fucking panic. I don't know. But I hear what you're saying, that you don't think that that is motive. And I agree. Like, it might add extra stress, but it doesn't seem like motive to me. What do you think, Jen?
I don't think so. I don't think that money, the 2 days prior, I don't know. There's a relationship that's hidden here, and
And that's with Jack.
this fourth house of home is really it's upsetting to think that. What is the relationship? I mean,
Is there a hidden relationship in Lily's too? I think there was.
this is for both of them. This is just for
Oh,
that because this is the moon. The moon is reflecting. There's a huge weight with Jack, and there's this devouring energy with Lily. There's things that are going on with them with this moon, and all of this fourth house of home stuff, though. All of this fourth house of home is a lot of anger. There is a lot of anger here at 1021.
the night
They're not
before.
going to
And then,
sleep. Are they beaming? Are they moving? Are they fighting? What is happening? Why is there so much? They should be asleep. They should be sound asleep. And there is a lot that would be taking place if they're not asleep.
yeah, so 10:21, there's a lot of energy going on in the home. The night before, they're reported missing at 6:17, and then 911's called at 10 a.m. And the neighbor sees or hears a fifth wheel coming from
That could
12
be
to
the
5
neighbor.
a.m. six
This could be the
times.
neighbor. This could be the neighbor if there is any driving going on at this time because Mars is up here at a 604. So Mars is up here with the Leo, lots of drive, initiating energy with school and the action of things that have taken place at home and not being able to go to school. I think something's happened and that's why they can't go to school. I don't know that she was
Yeah.
definitely sick. I think that something could have happened but weren't they seen the day before somewhere?
Yeah, they were seen at the Dollarama in New Glasgow at around 2 p.m. the day before, but not after that.
So we can't say that they may have had
Just checking the
bruises
article.
or anything because they were seen in public the day before. So that may not be that. There is something here. And the sun is
Yeah.
definitely shining on kids with values, with money. And there's a health factor here. And, Taurus is all about money and your values, things that you own, things that you possess. It's,
Hmm.
it could be the wilderness, the woods,
So
but
you
that's,
said 10 a.m. So reported missing at 10:01. Um,
yeah,
for
they could
so
have been
that's
fighting over not having money. They could have
they
been
could
fighting
have
over
been
not
fighting.
having money.
Yeah, which explains her like you fucking dumbass. You're a
Yeah.
meth addict. You didn't do the fucking taxes. I don't fucking like your ass. I hate this fucking home. I'm leaving. Anyway, like
Yeah.
that could
Saturn in the
explain.
fourth house of home is not good. So I think maybe that's what it was. They were fighting over money. They could have been fighting over money
Mm-hmm.
or fighting over his drug use and his daddy or,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know, fighting, just fighting, period. But I still doesn't make me, I still don't understand why it is that she is not yelling from the rooftops, please help me find my babies. Where's my babies? I don't
Well,
understand.
because she knows where they are. See, I think they did make it home. I think they did make it home, and I think because I know Jen's graphs are so bang on. I think we're looking at something that happened the night before. I think an argument, I don't know if it started between Malaya and Daniel, and then Daniel lashed out at one of the kids, hit Jack, hurt Jack, or something. Like something had to go down, and then they were reported missing. And then you've got the vehicle going back and forth from their own friggin' laneway. Like, why did they not mention that in any of their statements online or any of their interviews? Like, it was their effing laneway. They had to
Yeah,
hear the vehicle. Why are they concealing that unless it was their vehicle and concealing it because they had to hide the fact that they were coming in another laneway 6 times between midnight and 5 a.m. And then you get
right.
Lily's blanket a kilometer away. To me, something happened the night before and they're covering it up.
Yeah,
And
and
they
that was
covered it up.
planted. Blanket was planted. Okay, so if we look
Yeah.
at it, okay, let's look at this. Let's look at let's look at Palace at a 21-23 and Jack's 20-20-21-25. Because as soon as it's already in orb in the third house of communications. There's things that are being communicating that's bringing a wake up call for the future. And not just for the future, but for groups, for networking, that we the people, okay, we the people is Aquarius. So if
Mm-hmm.
we let me do that. Let me get it to that 21-25. Hold on. I'm gonna get it to the 21-25.
While
And
you're
that
doing
way,
that, I'm just going to add the new channel for anybody that wants to, because this channel is going to be just psychic stuff that you're on now. And if you want non-psychic stuff where this kind of, well, charts will go on this channel too if Jen's up. But if you want just to subscribe while Jen's getting the chart up, that's what the thumbnail looks like. This one is Motive Means Opportunity with MMO Tarot in brackets. The new one's going to be just Motive Means Opportunity, and this one will become MMO Tarot, so you'll know it's psychically geared versus the new one. I'm going to split them up. Okay, I'm done talking, Jen. Tell me when you're ready.
yeah, I'm
Okay,
ready.
there you are. There you are. Add to stage. There we go.
All right, so this is Jack again, and then now we've got May 2nd at 2:21 a.m. So we've went from 10:21 to now 2:21 a.m. All right, so now we're rising in the future. We're rising in the future with video, with groups, with networking, and we are descending with children and attention. And the moon is at a 12:55. So now the moon it still hasn't come to this devouring energy with Jack just yet. You see how we can just go and we can go and we can try to build a timeline
Mm-hmm.
with the degrees, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now this 21-25, there's a wake up call, and there is a magnetism that is coming in the future with Jack and the law. justice, parks, government
Park.
owned land.
You've said
This
that
is
twice.
government owned
Park.
land. This is parks and government owned land. This would be
Like
his
provincial
magnificent.
parks, national
Yeah, I love
parks.
a park. Right.
Would that
Government
include
owned land.
landfills?
Or it
Does
could
that
be a
include land?
landfill. Yes. Okay. So now we're coming because it's groups, or it could be a government owned cemetery or something like that. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there just to keep us, you know, look at that. So we've got the 552. We've got information that is coming in, and that is Jack's Chiron that I have at in Aries at a 552. So I'm just gonna make a note of that. Now we have Mars on the seventh house of relationships. Okay, so let's look at this. Wake up call coming in the future with the law enforcement, with relationship, with justice, with parks, government owned property, government, something having to do with the government or a government check, government. And we've got the North Node here in the first house. Now it's a values, things that we own. Is that when something happens with a boot or
Footprint? The footprint?
or a yeah, or a are we staging something? Is this because this is in the house of values, things that we own, things that we possess. There's a lot of things that are beginning and ending here with money or possessions, things that we own. So could that be the blanket? You know, limits and obstacles, things that are happening with the blanket or the boot print, something. You know, this is in the fifth house of kids. Jupiter is expanding Gemini here, the mental health, the traveling, and there's communications. This is the power of the mind. This is the fifth house of kids. This is two. When did that man say that he heard the car? Because here's the car, and
Five,
it's with
six,
relationships. So
6 times between midnight and 5 a.m. the night before. So they
well,
reported missing.
if you know that they are deceased, then please tell us where they are. If you know that they are deceased, please tell us where they are, because that's what we're trying to figure out. We're
Who's
trying to
saying
figure out if they are deceased. If they are deceased, then we've got a map and we can try to find them. But if you know for sure that they are deceased, please tell us where they are. There's a reward even. And I want you to see that all of this, especially Venus is coming up in degree, and she is in Aries, and she is coming to oppose Jack's Venus. Look at that. Look at that. Jack's Venus is a 2. It's a 2 degree. At 7 p.m., it's going to be a 2 degree. It could be a 1 degree, but Venus is already opposing him. His natal Venus is being opposed. So if his natal Venus is being opposed and Mercury is coming to oppose his Mercury, again, this is Libra and Aries. Aries goes quick. It doesn't think. It's initiating energy. And so I'm just wondering if this has to do with something that he owns, like the
thank
boot
you, Beverly
print.
Beth.
Like the boot
Yeah.
print. I don't know. I don't know.
So what? So 2:21 a.m. Something's going
Yeah,
down.
something's going down. 10:21, it begins. Then 2:21 a.m., Now there is definitely a wake up call that is coming into the future with Jack and the law enforcement, with Jack and
Wild.
contracts.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the moon is going to end up coming here before she reports them missing. The moon is going to be here
Mm-hmm.
fairly quickly. The moon
Mm-hmm.
is going to be devouring home and a lot of emotions. Something happened at that house the night before, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it just when you add the neighbor's story, it doesn't make sense. And this whole I was gonna put the pool here is hogwash.
Yeah, that's definitely odd. That's definitely odd. But I'm going to jump off here.
Yes,
I appreciate
yes.
you having me up, Leanne, and
Thank you.
it's always a pleasure. I love hanging out with you.
Me too, honey. You go have fun with Jeff with some seafood and text me if you wanna me to jump on your channel or whatever this weekend, but we'll talk, I'm sure, through text.
Yeah, yeah, because we
I'll
can
get
create a timeline just like we can finish this timeline. We can look at the moon coming into that 1324 because once that moon comes that 1324, there me and Jack are being connected, because that's my south lunar node is the 1324 in Cancer. That's my south node degree in Cancer.
hmm
I'm connecting to Jack a lot.
Well, I hope you're
I
gonna
don't know
come out with
how.
me. I hope you're gonna be able to come out with me and go look for them.
I hope so too, honey. I'm gonna do my best and get that passport. But I will be talking to you soon. Thanks, guys,
Sounds
for hanging
good.
out,
Thanks.
listening to us. Bye,
Thanks,
honey.
Jen. Have fun. Have
You're
a
welcome.
good night.
You
So, okay, everybody. So, well, I'm just gonna read to you because we never know when Jen comes on. We just kind of ad lib it. It's kind of fun that way. I hope you like it that way. We don't really plan. It's less intense that way if we can just show up when we can instead of planning it too far ahead. But I want to just go through and show you what the chat said, GTP, and then we'll call it a wraps. And then, because I really, really want to get back on this case, and I really, really want to go looking for them. But I mean, if chat's right in their theories, I mean, they're not going to be found in the bush, sadly. But we've got here when I added the details. Okay, so if you're coming in now, I asked chat to give me with adding in all the facts of the case, the facts that we know of the case, what if they were acting in a detective's mind, what the three theories would be. And I want to just read that before we leave here because I thought it was interesting. The first theory is one, the extended family female relative, the gold tan car lead, which the motive is resentment, burden, or isolation, or solution to ongoing CPS and financial stress. Facts that align. The witness reported two children entering the gold tan car with a 50 to 60-year-old woman on May 2nd. The step grandmother on the property matches the aged relationship and reportedly failed or was inconclusive on polygraph. The kids trusted her enough to get in willingly. The blanket fragments suggest transport disposal beyond the property. Mother not actively searching. Extended family ties possibly strong within the local native community or reserve nearby could mean a cover up or hidden placement. Close relative involvement remains the cleanest fit for opportunity in witness sighting. That's what I heard when when I had my vision on Uncle Larry. I just don't know who Uncle Larry is. But had that vision twice. And I do believe Uncle Larry to be native. I described long, thin hair that was dark, dark before I knew Malaya was native. And so now I really believe that the person that Uncle Larry is not Daniel, but was a native relative. Now, that doesn't mean that's where they ended up because I think they were transferred, which is what I've said all along to the RCMP. They were taken by Uncle Larry and transferred somewhere else. And that I said long before this statement came out recently that there was a witness to see them getting into a car. So I'm still going with that theory, but parents, household motive, financial stress, and drug crises is the theory too. Motive, sudden loss of $1,900 a month in child benefits, stepdad's meth use, and mom planning to leave. Facts that align, the benefits cut off April 30th, kids disappear May 2nd, multiple red flags, Jack showing up at school with black eyes, CPS visits in December, if meth use escalated into manufacture or trafficking, children could have been exposed to extreme risk. Speculative but plausible angle, children may have ingested drugs and accidental overdose. Panic cover up scenario, one child dies, family adults remove both to avoid investigation and protect siblings, which mother's lack of visible search effort could be interpreted as knowledge or complicity. She may have also been withdrawn for other reasons, trauma, pressure, or legal advice. Detective note says this theory explains why no trace was ever found in the woods because the children never went there. The third theory, according to chat, is protective community removal, native family reserve link, motive, belief the children were unsafe with stepdad, meth use, violence, CPS already involved, facts that align, native relatives living nearby in a reserve may have been seen taking the children as a form of protective intervention outside the system. Fits with the gold tan car sighting if there was someone the kids knew, extended family, could explain why the mother hasn't searched if she knows or suspects they were taken in by her side of the family. Overlay, the scenario preserves the children alive, but hidden potentially in a community distrustful of CPS and RCMP. This would require active concealment for months despite national coverage and a $150,000 reward, which is hard but not impossible in tight-knit communities. Ranking the new with new information info. The ranking is number one, extended family, female relative, gold car, failed polygraph, blanket traces, which is essentially saying Janie had the kids removed, which was my first theory. I'm moving into the plausibility of considering it that also the drug theory of the overdose, which is the second theory. Parental stress cover up, benefits cut off, meth use, possible overdose scenario. And three, protective native family removal, community distrust, agencies possible hidden. I mean, three and one to me are the same, in my opinion. Just who ordered it, who organized it, um, and then this parental stress cover up. Why I don't think that for myself why I don't think that for myself is just because I believe in my visions. Those are not something that I make up. They're happening when they're in my dreams. Thanks, Kitty. And I did see a native gentleman walking both Jack and Lily away. Now, again, they are visual representations of something, but I didn't even know Malaya was native at the time that I said I reported somebody with dark hair, long hair. And so my first go-to has to be with my vision that there wasn't an accident that they're covering up. But then when I look at Jen's chart and I look at the activity in the home the night before, whether there was a fight that led to let's get the kids off the property, you know, you would think if that was planned at the last minute, they would have, telephone texting evidence or something, So stay tuned. I do really want to go there now that I know the ban's been lifted. I'm going to reach out to my girlfriend who lives in Truro. Really would like Jen to come with me. I would feel safer and better, but she needs to get a passport because I think with the current um, stress, I don't know that I would want her to try to get into Canada without a passport. It's really preferred, and you can be denied without a passport. So thank you everybody for being here. I'm going to do a members live tarot Q&A tomorrow morning, and then I'm also going to do a couple of videos, and then I will be back. I'm going to have my grandson tomorrow night for a sleepover. We have a family birthday party tomorrow afternoon. So I will be doing everything in the morning before I have to leave to get ready to go to my son-in-law's birthday party. And then I got a grandson sleeping over. So I will be doing members live in the morning, some videos. Sunday, look for some videos that I will have done, hopefully recorded. If I can't do them, then it'll be for sure a live Sunday night. I'll be back live. And for now, I want to stick with, I really want to get Sebastian going again, but I really want to get some organization around the residential homes. because it's really the only thing we can look into right now. I thank you, Plainsboro. Perfect. Perfect. Because I was also thinking of bringing, but I don't know that my friend will really appreciate my dog, my daughter's dog Ryder, because man, he is full, like that dog is 100 pounds of pure muscle, man. It is wild. Thank you, honey. But I will, like I said, it will be tomorrow morning members live. We'll do a couple of videos probably, and I will be back Sunday night for sure. And next week we'll see if I can make plans, if Jen can look into this and she can make it out with me. It'd be really nice to have more than one person looking. So look out for all that. I really appreciate all of you. I really do. Have a wonderful evening and thank you for being here. And we'll see you all in the members in the morning and Sunday night for the non members live. Okay. Love and light, everybody. Thank you so much for being here.